What's up everyone, welcome back. Professor Mike, Coach T, back again with the concept video. It's Sunday, right? So I want to talk to you about some ideas today. All week we've been talking about side control and finishing from there. You're only going to get submissions from side control if you can control your opponent. All right? Sometimes called the side mount, we call it side control here. You must have control in that position first. Don't rush to the mount, don't rush to the back, don't rush to submit. Take your time and practice more than anything being balanced, having your weight distributed well and applying pressure the whole time to your opponent, because if you can do that, then you have more time in the position. And if you've got more time, you've got more options, and you're going to create those opportunities we spoke about last week when your opponent starts to struggle to get out. And again, you've heard us talk about this before in the academy. If you're escaping from a position in a non-technical way, you are going to a worse position. All right, and that's what we're trying to do. When we can control our opponent to the point where they feel they have no options, they will start to do things which are not technical. They will panic, and that's what we want. All right, so I'm going to ask Coach T to lay down for me. Head just there, please. So I'm just going to talk about some of the arm positionings in side control. All right, there's not that many. All right, but what they do is something specific. We should always have. We should always know why we're gripping our opponent in a certain way. All right, there should be a reason for it. Every grip should be purposeful, and I want you to understand the why more than anything else. Anything we teach from Gracie Barra-Ronde Leeds, I'm going to show you the why. Because if you understand that, then you can use that in all different types of scenarios. Okay, so side control. We've done a great job of getting past the guard, and we land here. Okay, how many ways can my opponent move? Well, I can predict the two most obvious ways they're going to move. They're either going to roll away to escape the position, to turtle, okay, or they're either going to roll towards me, create some space and replace the guard. All right? Very, very unlikely, although it does happen occasionally where my opponent will seek to sit, probably drop the legs up and back and sit straight up. All right? But that's unlikely with my weight on top. So if we just think about that for a second, there's only two ways my opponent can move his torso. All right? Away and towards me. Okay, so if I can shut one of those doors, then I can predict there's only one way to go, right? So let's just say I bring my arm underneath my opponent's head, okay? I take a grip under the armpit, pull them an inch towards me, and apply maximal pressure on my opponent's jawline. There's no way he's turning towards me. If his head is squashed at this angle here, there's very, very little he can do. That's probably about as far as he can go, and he certainly can't hip escape from there and create any space. He can't look towards me. So that's why this grip under the head is advantageous, because it cuts down the chances of my opponent re-guarding. So if this is a great guard player, and I've got past his guard, all right, and I'm concerned that they may try and replace the guard, the first grip I will be looking for is to control the head. Okay? I'll be looking to control the head from here. If I'm still concerned about my opponent replacing the guard, I will take this hand and put it to my opponent's hip. Now look, I've created a physical wall here. There's no way he's replacing the guard from there. It's not happening. There's only one way my opponent can go from there, and that is away. All right? What does he need to turn away? This arm. If this arm is still glued to the mat, Coach T, just roll away for me. He's only going so far. All right? So if I was in this position and I wanted to allow him to move away, I might seek to give him a little bit of space to think he can go. Okay? And I predicted he's going to go. I can slow this rotation down and look to take the back from there. Okay? And that's going to be our finish. So the purpose of your grips and side control aren't just to pin your opponent down. They are to stack the odds in your favour that you can predict your opponent's next move. All right, and that is a great example. So cutting off your opponent's ability to look and turn this way, you can only move one way. All right, and you can predict that and be ready for it. All right. What about the far arm then? If I took control of my opponent's elbow, took his connection from that elbow off the mat, and asked my opponent to roll away, he's not going very far at all, right? So we need to understand that. So if I'm concerned about my opponent rolling away, I definitely need to have control of this elbow. Okay, disconnect this elbow from the mat because he needs this elbow to come underneath his body. When he rolls away, his elbow will come underneath his own body, okay, to enable him to roll. So if I can disconnect this from the mat, he can't roll away. So what do we do in side control? Okay, well if I can come underneath this elbow, I now know he can't roll away. Even if he got this arm free, okay, and he tries to roll away, he's going nowhere here. Okay? If I want to make doubly sure, I can come 2-on-1 here. Now look, he can turn towards me, all right? But he definitely can't roll away. Maybe I want him to turn towards me. Won't turn towards me. Maybe this is what we did on Monday. Maybe that's what I want. All right, but again, because I can say pretty much for sure he can't roll away, I can predict the only way he can move, and that's towards me. Now look, if he decides to stay there, that's when I'll need to force this position myself. All right? But if I want to kind of stack the odds in my favour that I know where he's going to go, 2 arms on this side, there's only one way he can turn. That's towards me. Comes towards me, I'm ready for him. Okay? I'm ready for the finish or whatever you want to go. Okay, so now we understand blocking this side of the opponent's body means that he can only roll this way. Disconnecting his connection on that side of the body means he can only roll towards us. What if we want to keep him pinned? All right, let's say this is a self-defense situation. If we could do both those things at the same time, wouldn't we have the best way of pinning our opponent flat to the mat? Of course we would. What do? We come underneath the head, we come underneath the elbow, we connect our hands. I actually like to come to the shoulder, so I go underneath the armpit and on the shoulder, okay? And I'm in position here. He can't look towards me, which means he can't turn towards me. He can't roll away because I've got the elbow. Where's he going to go? Correct, nowhere. Okay, he's pinned here. All right, and this pin position is not what... I don't want you to go here in jiu-jitsu and just hold your opponent, but if you had to hold on to somebody and not let them go, this is where you'd go. All right? Want to make it even more heavy? You can apply pressure with your chest. All right? We can sprawl our legs. We can put all our weight on our opponent. Okay? We can play around with hip position here. All right? We might want to come to modified positions whereby he now can't turn towards me because I've taken this elbow off the mat. All right? Again, it's just the same job as the crossface. I take my opponent's elbow on the near side off the mat, my legs shelving his shoulder off the mat, can't turn towards me, right? Turn towards me, Coach T. Stuck again. So, look, these are just some ideas for you to play around with. But I want you guys to get to side control, get to any position in jiu-jitsu and know why your hands are doing what they're doing. All right? We don't just want to be guessing when we get there. We don't just, when you guess, you just hold on. I want you to do it with purpose and precision and enable yourself to have the advantage over your opponent's next move. All right? So to recap, placing your hands in certain positions, and this could be here, 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 doesn't matter. But they've all got a purpose. Understand what those purposes are, and you will always know what you're trying to achieve, thanks Coach T, in that position, and you'll be able to predict the next move of the match or the fight, and if you can predict the next move, the odds are in your favour, you're going to win. All right, big ideas there in Jiu-Jitsu, but this is what we love here at Gracie Barra Round in Leeds. If you've got any questions or any comments, hit them below, hit us up on social, just get in touch. Have a great weekend, we'll see you next week.